Hello and welcome to another video here on the Patriot Paul. This will be Ken Beyer speaking at a Noga County grassroots meeting on the MIGOP Good Neighbor program. Ken is the District 4 chair. Thank you, Ken, for coming up and giving us your time and trying to make the world a better place.
Oh, once upon a time, I was a master plumber, living the American dreams. I found it in the sewer. So, not the septics, but the sewers. In fact, right next door was the first place that I tried an invention. I got a call. They were putting in the facility, put all the carpet in, had the tile in, bathrooms starting to go. We flushed the toilet and it didn't work. So I got a call. They said, "Can you help us?" We came out, we got them flowing, and we were able to use our invention for the first time. And it worked. So we were able to take a 4-inch pipe that turned into like an 1.5-inch pipe over the years, and we were able to make it brand new. So it was really living the American dream before COVID. Then COVID hit, and I don't know if most of you were in politics before that happened. I wasn't. But I believe God gave us this country to give birth to destiny. Everybody in this room has a talent. You have a gift. God gave it to you. And when you take a step into uncertainty, He starts reading your script, your story into this world. And He does some amazing things. So going next door with my invention and succeeding led me to having a reputation throughout the country. And I got a call to go to Mesa, Arizona to get rid of the rut. Right? So they paid me a lot of money to do it. And I went there with my wife. There's 3 drain cleaning manufacturers out there. So one of them was working, trying to get us to partner with them. We went to Arizona, was able to clean out the rut in like 15 minutes. It's fantastic. We were heading up to Sedona, and went past a place called Jerome. You know where Jerome is? They got a museum, and in there they had wooden pipe. It's wooden pipe. You don't see that much. So I was taking a picture of it. My phone rang. And it was the company that was trying to get me to work with them, and they threatened me. They did. They said, "You have to either sign with us or we're going to steal your invention."
Oh, wow.
I didn't want to get loud in the museum, so I walked out. Didn't even tell my wife about it. I was on the phone. I walked out the parking lot, and I looked out, and the sun was hitting the mountains. It was Sedona. I said, "God help me." My phone rang, and it was Rigid. Rigid Tool Company, see the drills in Home Depot? And the guy says, "Hi, my name is Rob Dulavan. Love your invention. It's called the Cloud Dog. Plumber's best friend." He goes, "We love it. We want to partner with you." And I said, "Absolutely." He goes, "You have to think about it?" No. That calls on purpose. So then when I'm sitting in the Rigid meeting, it was about a room about this size. And they had it in like a rectangle. And it was like 10 VPs, engineers. They were just drilling me. Right? Because I was telling them I had something better than what they had. They didn't like to hear that. And I was getting to that point to where I was about ready to probably blow something. You know, because the guy across the room goes, "We heard about this phone call." Did the quotes. And he goes, "How come Spartan hasn't called you? They're only an hour and a half south of you." And why did they call? I was about ready to say, "Why don't you ask them?" Right? Not so nicely. My phone rang. I didn't have it turned off. My phone rang and it was Spartan. Right? At that point, you can't make that up. So I just looked at him and I said, you know, when God has an idea that's time has come, there's not a force on earth that will stop it.
Right.
We're not here. I'm just going to take a guess. Because we want to be politicians.
No.
How many people got woke up because of 2020? COVID? This is what woke me up. Anybody have a phone with a calculator on it? Want to help me out here?
Calculator? The calculator?
Yeah. You remember this? I used to sit right here when Joe Biden was giving his speech. Take 2020, divide it by 666. What number do you get?
That one right there. 3.43. Yeah.
Well, that's either an accident. What's the mathematical possibilities of that being an accident?
No
Either.
such thing as coincidence.
It's either on purpose, right, or it's Jesus trying to tell us something.
Amen.
So, when the election was lost, January 6th came up, I went. And I went because it was a battle for the soul of America.
Amen.
And if I did go, and I didn't say something, and I didn't stand in the gap, I believed it was given permission for Satan to take the soul of America. And when I got there, it was a prayer meeting. It was. I mean, it wasn't like what the news put it out as. I didn't know what the news put it out as until I went tried to go home. My mom and dad thought I was a terrorist, an insurrectionist. You see a billboard on the way home. I'm deleting my Facebook posts. I'm like, oh, get this off the air. When I was there, I didn't know we were supposed to go to the Capitol. It was like people blowing the Sherpas and prayers, and it was kumbaya. It was amazing. Then we started walking to the Capitol. And as we're walking up to the Capitol, I see bombs going off, but it looked like fireworks. Tear gas, flash bombs is what I was told it was. So we ended up going up to the front because it was like a Trump rally. Move to the front, right? Has anybody went to a Trump rally? That's what they tell you to do. So we went to the front, and then that's where they're dropping flash bombs. And I'm standing there right on the edge. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. So I said a prayer. I said, God, give me a job. I'm here standing up to you. Give me a job. And then Newsmax comes up.
Yeah.
He's in his ear talking to somebody. Looks at his team and goes, hey, we can go up. I'm standing there going, is this my job? Am I supposed to do it? And the girl goes, that was with him, goes, I hurt my back, I can't go. And they looked at me and I go, I got your back. They handed me a tripod and I was with Newsmax the rest of the day. Rest of the night, actually. We have to be willing to stand in the gap. And that's what we're doing right now. Just standing in the gap, occupying space, because you probably see what I see. Intimidation, aggression. Right? So wherever you see somebody being aggressive, intimidating you, and trying to lie to you, stand in the gap. That's how I became the D4 chair. I didn't know what a district chair was. Don't tell me. Had no clue. You know, how many delegates do we have? I fought this out. You recognize these folks?
Yeah, it's good.
39 signers of the United States Constitution. Do you know who they are? Delegates. Delegates are the most powerful form of government. I didn't know that going into it. But when you have a body of delegates that come together, you are the most powerful form of government. Nothing to get you, Rick. I'm trying to take away your authority. He's back there not going, yeah. You know, We've been sold a bill of goods thinking that the state has the power, that the federal government has the power. It's the delegates, we the people, that have the power. And that's what the Good Neighbor Program is about. It's about giving me the education that I didn't get when I became a District 4 chair. It was February 17th, won the election by 78%, it's pretty cool. Then, the next day is the election time. You know, we have to elect Christina Caro on that department, basically. That was something. The guy that had my position, you know what knowledge he passed on to me? He gave me the bird
Oh, nice.
in a nasty Facebook message. This is the culture of the Republican Party? That's what I get? Come on, how are you supposed to succeed? I'm not a dummy. None of you guys are dummies. But would it be nice to pass on that knowledge from one generation to the next? The same thing happened to Christy Caro. They left her broke, in debt. They didn't pass on. Well, I got a person at a Allegheny County function last week, Saturday. He goes, how come they're not sending me a bill? I used to give money to the Republican Party all the time ago. They took your information, they took your data. They took it from you. So, how do we overcome that? What Christina saw, what her vision is that we give somebody a way to be able to pass on a playbook from one generation of Republicans to the next. So people don't show up guessing on what their job is. You know what it is. This is what your playbook is. So the Good Neighbor Program gives you the ability to understand how to become active in local government, state government, and beyond. But it also passes on and it gives you the backbone to success. Because I don't want the person that takes my job, eventually, hopefully, soon. I like plumbing. I want to leave them with something. And the Democrats are really good at that. I've got spies in the Democrat Party right now. They're looking into election training. They're looking at just meeting training. Every meeting that they go to, everybody in that meeting has to contact 10 people. That's what the Democrats do. They get on social media. Looks like there's a lot of them. There's not. We have a number. But they make it look really good. But what they have is a playbook. And they pass it on to the next generation. So that's basically what the Good Neighbor Program does. Gives you the education to be able to pass it on to the next group and keep moving from there. Would you like to pull that up for me, please?
Do you want me to pull up the other thing? Or
Sure.
this?
I'd like to pass this out. If you put up your phone to the QR code, that'll put you right into the sign-up sheet for the Good Neighbor Program.
You want
There is no cost to it. It's right here. So when you fill it out, you fill out your email.
So is this like, no, I don't, I have to log in somehow?
Once you get that, this was if you already been logged in.
Maybe I'm already signed up, I don't know.
So what it's going to do is going to bring you to a sign-in page. You fill it out, what county you're from, what district you're from, and what committee you want to be a part of. And that'll get you into the Good Neighbor Program. So if you go up to the Good Neighbor Program,
Oh, click that?
if you want to just play this video real quick.
Hello, I'm Christina Caro, Chair of the Michigan Republican Party. Today I'm here to talk to you about the Good Neighbor Program in Michigan. This program is a shining example of how communities can come together to make a real difference in people's lives. The Good Neighbor Program is all about building stronger communities by creating positive relationships between neighbors. It's an initiative that encourages people to get to know one another, to lend a hand when it's needed, and to build meaningful connections that can last a lifetime. This program is particularly important in Michigan, where harsh winters and economic hardships can leave many people feeling isolated and alone. The Good Neighbor program provides a beacon of hope in these difficult times, bringing people together and fostering a sense of community spirit that is truly inspiring. Through the program, volunteers are able to help their neighbors in a number of ways. This might include shoveling snow for an elderly neighbor, running errands for someone who is unable to get out of their house, or simply stopping by for a friendly chat and a cup of coffee. But the benefits of the Good Neighbor program extend far beyond these practical acts of kindness. By building relationships with our neighbors, we create a sense of belonging and mutual support that can help us all through life's ups and downs. Whether you're a new resident in the community or you've lived here all of your life, there's a place for you in the Good Neighbor program. We welcome everyone with open arms, and we're always looking for new volunteers to join our ranks. So if you're looking for a way to give back to your community, to make a real difference in people's lives, and build meaningful connections with your neighbors, I encourage you to get involved with the Good Neighbor program today. Together, we can make Michigan a better place for us all.
So the Good Neighbor program is a series of different videos. So she's got videos and covering everything from local politics, state politics, school boards. And up here you have an overview of the lesson, and each one of these you can click onto it. So to support every video, you also have homework assignments and things that you can learn as you go. So as you're sitting down here thinking, what my talent is, I mean, I see it, I heard it. When you're up here, the 2A, you can have a playbook, and you can do it. You don't have to go around and have to give that speech every time. It can be passed out and multiplied in 83 counties. So whatever gift you have that you want to share, you have a possibility to be able to make a playbook out of it and do it. So with the primary that's coming up, we'll have that on this playbook. So you'll be able to understand what we're supposed to do at a county level as delegates, what we're going to expect. And it's going to be able to be something wonderful because we're going to have knowledge that we didn't have before. So if we go, let's say, a little bit more. Up.
Oh, wow.
So if you go like to precinct 1 municipalities. So know your precinct municipality. So right here you have a lesson overview, familiarize yourself with the lesson content, identify your precinct municipality. I'm the chairman of the precinct plan at the state level. And what that is like we're trying to get more people involved at the precinct level. And the best way to do that is you can go door to door. How many people like knocking door to door? How many people have 10 friends that probably won't attend a meeting, but they would like to be involved somehow? A lot more. So what I'm trying to do is, Betsy DeVos made all her money, multi-level marketing. Let's start doing multi-level politicking. If you can find 10 people that that will support your cause, and you get those 10 people to get 10 people to support them supporting you, we can have over 500,000 people in the state of Michigan involved in this really quickly. I don't know about you, but lost a few friends when COVID hit. My position got more firm, and the more that I stepped out, they stepped away. And then if you look at it, it was kind of designed. This whole thing was kind of designed, I believe, to separate us. It made it illegal for us to even be close to our neighbors at one point. Staying 6 feet apart. What's weird is that when I went to Finland, if you drove past a bus bus stop, those people were already stealing 6 feet. Finland was a great country, they didn't have any crime. But they didn't have God anymore either. You know, I think what they're doing is they're trying to Europeanize us, maybe. You know, they're trying to separate us. What the Good Neighbor program's about is going back out and talking to your neighbor. Who's been on a plane in the last, 6 months? Did the person next to you talk to you?
It's my wife, so yeah.
I fly a lot. My wife still talks to me, which is nice. But the person next to you puts their earbuds in, and they don't talk to you anymore. It's like we've been separated. And if we just would communicate and talk, we'd be able to build that synergy that you're talking about.
Yep.
But we can't build synergy when we don't have communications. We gotta go back to 1980 when I was a kid. I didn't get away with anything. Everybody knew who I was in my neighborhood. My mom was a school bus driver. That didn't help. My dad was the barber. So I was like, I had to behave. Well, we need to start reaching out to our communities. You know, we have to just come out of our shells. And we got to get out there and start talking to people. I don't want to take a whole lot of time, but this is a whole bunch of videos to watch. On the right-hand side, if you want to click on, familiar size, there you go. Lesson one. Yep. And what it is one lesson after the next. So, district maps, team local government, quizzes and surveys, a task list. And as you go through this, what it's going to do is going to let you know how far you've been. It's going to put a little check mark on there so you know where you've been and you don't have to watch the video 3 times before you realize you watched it.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, the way I look at the Good Neighbor program, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like boots on the ground.
Yep.
To help with elections as well.
Absolutely.
So, you definitely, I would assume, want precinct delegates involved, and build those relationships so that we can get more precinct delegates that are America First elected.
Absolutely.
And things like that. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, if you want to click on protecting your community's vote.
Right here?
Yep. You want to hit the play? Play this video?
Today we will be discussing Lesson 8, Protecting Your Community's Vote. As we know, a secure election is necessary for national survival. We all know how important it is to have fair and secure elections. We want to make sure that every vote counts and that the election process is ran free of fraud and ran smoothly. So let's get started. First, you need to establish a relationship with your municipality's clerk. You can ask them about every aspect of the election system in your area. This information will help you understand the process and procedures that ensure fair elections. You also can read Michigan Compiled Law 168. Next, find out if there are any election meetings or election system testing available for public viewing. These meetings, like logic and accuracy tests, provide an opportunity to observe and ensure the integrity of the election process. Attend these meetings and participate as much as possible. Also, while door knocking, keep an eye for phantom voters. Inaccuracy in our voter registration database is a #1 source of fraud. CheckMyVote.org is partnering with Good Neighbor to help clean up voter rolls. By finding and reporting phantom voters, we can help protect our elections from fraud and ensure that every vote is legitimate. Another way to participate in the election process is by being an election inspector. Sign up with your clerk and attend mandatory training every 2 years. This is a great way to get first-hand experience with the election process and help ensure that it runs smoothly. Remember, you can be an election inspector in any community. If your community is filled with election inspectors, you can help out another community. If being an election inspector is not an option, Consider becoming a poll challenger. After the polls have been closed and precinct closing procedures have been completed, citizens can request a copy of a precinct's tabulator tape. Submitting these tapes to MyGOP provides a way to verify the election results and detect any issues. By doing this, we can ensure the accuracy of the election results and protect our community's vote. One of the realities of our election system is it has been overly complicated to make it very difficult for you to understand how our elections work. I encourage you to read the portions of the U.S. and Michigan Constitution that discuss how our elections are supposed to operate. I also want to encourage you to read Michigan Compiled Law 168 that also discusses how our elections operate. It's a very lengthy statute, however, it will empower you in being able to ensure that our elections are being ran accurately and portions of our election law that need to change. Our elections have been intentionally overcomplicated to make it difficult for us. So inform yourself on every individual involved in our election process. What NGOs are involved? What corporations are involved? Understand who's who and how money changes hands. This will empower you on making sure that we eradicate fraud and corruption from our election system. Let's get to work protecting our community's vote and ensuring fair and secure elections. Remember, secure elections are necessary for national survival. Now, for some engaging questions. Why is it important to establish a relationship with your municipality's clerk?
So you have 3 to 4 different segments of elections on this, but we're also working with Phil Halloran with the election integrity part of the MIGOP to come up with a game plan on how to train people to not only be election, challengers, workers, poll watchers. And we want to be able to have an army of people be able to get, available to come help.
Is this organized also by county? Like, if somebody signs up for this, is MIGOP the only one getting their information, or do you have like captains or anything like that, or leaders in districts, or?
Yep, we sure do. I mean, we're working with you,
Yeah.
and we have a group of people that are willing to work with us. Not everybody is on board. Not everybody is being synergistic at this point. Let's just put it that way. So, you got a group of folks that really don't like that I'm in District 4. And there's people that don't like Christina being where she's at. And what we got to do now is just understand that we're 75 to 80%, the people. We need to stick together. God prepares a place amongst our enemy at that table. It doesn't mean that we have to invite him to sit down next to us. We need to stay focused on what we need to focus on. And that is a safe and secure election. I don't, when you really look at it, it's like, I don't have the answers. I don't think anybody does. I don't know if you know Professor Clements.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Oldman, Mike Lindell. I keep going down that list. I've worked with all of them. And nobody has a solution right now. And the way that I look at it is kind of like with Lazarus. Remember that guy? Jesus was 4 days late showing up. When he showed up, he was good and dead. What was the first thing that Jesus told his disciples to do? Move the stone. Why did he do that? He could have added that right into the thing. 3 words, Lazarus, stone will move, you got up. He wants us to move the stones. He wants us to do everything that's possible. Because we serve the God of the impossible. So it's up to us to do everything we can to get to that point of impossible so he can impress us. With his will and his might. And I think that's where we're at with this. Oh, yeah, I made video after video after video, probably 50 of them, helping people that mask mandates, vaccine mandates, elections, did videos and all this other stuff. So I took what I believe God wanted me to capture history and use the power of video to be able to change people's, future, hopefully here in the United States. But it introduced me to some really great people.
Hey, if you made it this far, feel free to like, subscribe, and share, and follow for more content. Let me know what you like to see. Thank you, and have a great day.